We are in Basking Ridge, New Jersey, about to completely transform an existing water feature into our Patio Falls Deluxe, which is a 14-foot pondless waterfall with a big boulder upgrade, nighttime illumination upgrade, and then just completely overhauling the existing feature here. The story, it's kind of interesting. So the homeowner lived in this house for a long time, sold it, moved away, and then moved back to the area and rebought the house. But in the interim, the prior owners put in this feature and they're not quite sure what the thought process was behind it. So we have a nice deck off the back of the house, but then you have garden and then a waterfall and then stream. Doesn't function very well. It's also just not aesthetically pleasing. What we're going to be doing now, we have to pull out all of this landscape here because all of this bermed up space has to be leveled out. Our new basin for our aqua blocks and vault is going to go over here, and then all of this disappears. So we're gonna repurpose some of these rocks. We've also got a truckload of nice character boulders, which are really gonna make this new waterfall stand out. Keeping this beautiful Japanese maple and that cypress next to it, we're gonna move the waterfall underneath a little bit more to give us the space to really generate some water as it wells up, and then finishes here at the basin. So we're tearing this apart, and we found that the construction methods were actually pretty good. There's plenty of liner up on the sides. There wasn't an issue of water leaking. However, the components used may have been sized a little bit small, and you can actually see how this thing was tilted. You can see that hard water line on the back, how it's slanting up this way. So over time, this was sinking and settling down. So this could have been a low edge behind it at some point. We use waterfall foam. It's a sealant that helps us direct water from going behind rocks, and then also allows us to fill up behind a rock and allow the water to go over in our spillways. So there's all different types of expandable foam. This is insulation foam. This is not waterfall foam. So whoever constructed this had the right idea, but did not use the right product. This stuff breaks down very easily, and it doesn't bond very well to the rocks and surfaces that you're trying to form a barrier against and control the flow of water. Old water feature is completely out. So what we're doing now is basically regrading and filling in. We're bringing in extra topsoil to regrade this part of the lawn. That's just going to be turned into lawn space. But over here, now we have a blank canvas. So what we're going to do now is excavate for our basin. We're going to take this soil, move it over here, because our water feature is only going to be taking up this footprint over here. So the basin's in. Right now we're gonna be backfilling, but first let me explain the layers that we've got. We've got our geotextile underlayment, then our liner, then an extra layer of fabric, which you see right here, and that protects the top side of the liner from the blocks. Not that they're very sharp or anything, but we just add this extra layer just because some of the corners you can see when we pull that tight, it gets almost like a right angle. So we add it there. It's a little bit of security. But what we're gonna do now is pull all the liner back, the layer of fabric underneath, we're gonna pull that back, and then we're gonna slowly pack soil around the whole thing, kind of evenly, a little here on each side. This way it doesn't shift the blocks, keeps everything locked in together, and then that'll hold this basin together. So this is what 5 yards of clean topsoil looks like. We totally filled in the old water feature that just kind of streamed down there. Once we took it out, all the stonework and the liner, there was about a foot drop off from this level down into there. So we just graded it in. Tomorrow we're gonna rake it out. Customer's gonna decide if he wants to put grass here or more gardens, but that's gonna be up to him. What we are focused on tomorrow is this new water feature. Day 2. First step here, we need to determine the height of our final spillway into the basin. So what Boley and Jason are doing, they're stretching out all of our fabric and the liner. And this way we're gonna probably have that final spillway about 6 inches above block. It's actually the same height as this patio over here. So it's gonna have a nice big falls into that basin. And then from there, we're gonna work our way all the way up to that spillway. So for us to control the way that the water flows over these rocks, this one here is set a little bit higher, and Boley put this one here specifically to kind of split the water that comes in behind it to go around the backside on either side, the right and the left, to then have 2 separate spillways. Each will be highlighted with the light. It then falls into this little pooling area where it's going to split a second time and go around to the left, go around to the right, before eventually reconvening in front of it, and then all spilling down the front of these little stones into the basin below. So there's going to be a lot of action, a lot of splitting, turning of that water, splashing, really causing the water to just kind of zigzag through. Hose is on, so that means we are so close to wrapping this up. We're replanting some of the old plants that were in his landscaping around the old feature back in. We've got our new steps and landscaping little planters over here all set. We're gonna reset this here. I just need to put in a couple of these boulders just to retain that soil in this little garden bed here. We're gonna clean up that edge, maybe transplant some low growing perennials there, and then just keep on cleaning this out, and we are almost finished. You ready to see your new waterfall?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Make the door cat proof. Oh man. This is spectacular. This is really just extraordinary teamwork. Because I was kind of sneaking peeking for the last 2 days or so, and you guys just did a phenomenal amount of work in a little bit of time. And it seemed like everything was coordinated, you know, it's like you were reading each other's minds. And as far as, you know, as the artistic component of this thing really sets me back. It's wonderful. It's natural looking. You remember the horror that we had here. This is amazing. I can't believe you got so many drops in about the same elevation. Maybe we picked up an extra couple of inches on the bottom.
Maybe, but
seriously, the sound from this, we live in Basking Ridge, as you know, and we have the ocean with the highway.
Yep.
So this is a wonderful thing in the evening.
Yeah. So I don't know about you, but I think that reaction was absolutely deserving for what we were able to create. Again, this was a 2-day project, totally transforming this space here. Looks like a new area, and he is over the moon. His wife also is in love with it already. She's been watching through the window. This would be great in my backyard if I had a backyard. This one did. It's amazing. Let us know what you guys think in the comments below. And if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button right there. Boop. Come back. We're posting up videos of projects just like this one every Friday at 4 p.m. We hope to see you on the next one.